We're on. I have found him. I've located him on the side of some alleyway in the fetal position. Adam Chauncey.
How you doing, brothers?
How are you?
Fucking, the brain's at about 50% now. It's been a slow week, but I made it back.
You made it back?
Made it back.
I literally didn't think. I thought some sort of tragedy was going to happen because he's landed for like, I reckon you were in Vegas for like 2 hours or not even an hour before you were sending me some fucking videos, and I was like, Jesus Christ, he's going to have a big weekend.
Look, we landed. One of the boys, Robbie, picked us up from the airport, and we made it back to our hotel room. He dropped us off, secured the packages, and Ash wanted to crash out. She was pretty tired, and I just got straight into it. Walked from Flamingo, got myself a giant margarita straight up, and then I fucked up because the map on my phone had converted to miles. So I was like, all right, kill it. It's only 1.2 Ks. That's
1.2 miles.
1.2 miles. So like, not heaps more, but fuck, bro. It was 40 degrees, power walking, and to go and link up with Jamie and Clayton and all that.
I fucking don't know how you... I don't know. That looked like a fantastic weekend, and shout out to Craig. We'll give Craig his props early on in the podcast because we won't be giving him many props probably. But,
no.
Oh, that was fantastic. The show he put on. I don't know what it would have been like in person. With that Ruotolo and Tackett fight, would have been wild to be there for.
Well, like, none of us really... We've seen the boys grapple at Karate Combat in the alley, and that was pretty killer. But, with that many different top-level grapplers, none of us were sure how it was going to work. And within the first match with Nicky Rod and that big fella, could not believe it. Like, straight away, they're just getting launched into it. They're running up and down. And then, Tackett and Cade, oh, my God.
That back take when, I think Cade was had an overhook and he kept trying to flick him over, but then fucking Tackett's figured it out because he tried it too many times and he's just gotten his back. The crowd fucking exploded. It was insane. And the longer it goes and the more it happens and the more people use the pit, the more they're going to find out strategies for the pit, because it seems like it's pretty hard to pull off submissions if you kind of push someone to the corner of it. But that's probably because people don't know how to use it yet.
Well, I did see on Reddit the other day, there's some Aussie gym up in Queensland, I think it was, and they've Australian slope grappling. They've already built a wall.
Bro, it's the go for jiu-jitsu now. It would be something to look into for even the opens. I'm sure it's expensive and stuff to get the pit built, but it just seems like it's so good for jiu-jitsu.
Oh, dude. Like I said, none of us really knew what we were looking at. I think they built it that week, and bro, no rolling out, no getting fucking slammed off the mats and all of that, which, don't get me wrong, like some of those matches we've seen at trials and ADCC, when they go off the mats, it's fucking wild, but there's a lot of injuries that could happen there, and seeing them fucking run up the wall and then jump back down, unreal way.
And shout out to Declan making his ADCC debut with a win. And he had a win in absolute and in his division.
Yeah, he beat the one of the little tackers that won the 66 kilo.
Is absolute just everyone?
Everyone, bro.
No weight class?
No.
Yeah, right.
So Moody got through his first round in his weight class and then came up against Kynan Duarte. Got through his first round in open weight and got Kynan again. But Kynan is one of the best grapplers on the planet when he's on. And ADCC, the guy's got his stack, his cycle, his fucking training down pat. So that really is one of the hardest matches Moody could have had, besides Mr. Authenticity, Marigali. But, any time Moody goes up against any of those guys, no doubt he'll get him one day. for sure. You know what I mean? With that experience that he got at that level,
He's one of the best in the world now.
fuck.
He's
I
one of
mean,
the,
we all knew that.
yeah, but like now it's official. He's like one of the best in the world.
Yeah,
It's fucking
dude.
insane. And Craig, did Miragali get tapped by a leg lock, or did he just lose?
Look, the exchange that injured him, I believe he got thrown and he might have posted on the arm,
Yeah.
funny, but he got subbed. The guy, Pixley, one of the boys from Pedigo, had him in a DAS choke, I believe it was.
Yeah, Craig was having a field day on social media all weekend.
You know, it's like, I love Batman and stuff, right? And, Batman always beats the Joker. Craig's a fucking Joker.
And he's
the
winning.
bad guy's winning. So,
Yeah.
He's probably going to die in Colombia this week, especially with some of the FaceTimes that I've been receiving. But, yeah, it couldn't have gone any better, bro. And, like, I was in a tough spot because I didn't feel like I was able to go along to ADCC because of the death threats, and they kept the guy on that made that. So I was in a real tough spot.
I was going to say, did it suck for you not being able to see Declan perform?
Yeah, I'm fucking one of his biggest supporters. I will support that guy to the day I die. But just, if Seth had been fired like he should have been, then I would have been there for sure. I had tickets available. I'd been emailed tickets from some of the boys, but I was in a tough spot. And by the time ADCC started on the first day, I think I was just climbing into bed. So, if I turned up on one, we could have been in some.
I can't remember what day you called me, but you called me with Ash in your hotel room, and she was like, I was like, how was meeting Luke Rockhold? And she was like, he's the most beautiful man I think I've ever seen.
And look, I'm not into that sort of stuff, but what do you do, eh? Like,
You'd Gordon
I saw that
Ryan
man
that.
with his shirt off, and I had certain feelings myself.
He's
so.
an attractive fucking man.
Yeah.
This coffee's fucking bitter. Do you have sugar?
I do actually have some sugar, eh?
Oh.
I just don't have a spoon. Do you got a spoon, mate?
Just one sec. I'll give you...
Oh, what are these bad boys?
Little advertisement there.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Some of these habits, they die hard, eh? But, mate.
Oh, these are fantastic. Where can you buy them?
Oscar and Frank, bro. They, I managed to. I got locked in Airbnb with Mitchie and Craig on the first night.
That's fantastic.
It works, eh?
This thing's probably seen some... That's a habit. Oh, that's a fucking...
But yeah, no, it was actually kind of funny, right? Because
Once I did have a question before I forget, because we had a poll run. Did you strategically wear fear and loathing in Las Vegas glasses all weekend?
every morning I'd get up, or normally... Most of the time we were out of bed by about 12:30, 1 p.m, right? And as soon as I was up, the sunnies went on. And
that's when
Ash knew what that meant.
That's when Adam Jones turned into Adam Chauncey.
Yeah, Adam Jonesy.
I can't fucking believe Hernado follows me.
Bro, he is one of the most classic cunts I've ever come across. He was Matt's side on day one, and went up to him and had a bit of a chat. And it throws you off a little bit, Because
I fucking thought his accent was... I thought he just hammed his accent up. I thought he had a Brazilian fucking accent at least.
Well, yeah. Look, I'm not going to take too much away from the character, but
he's kept it together for years, bro. Because I wouldn't have had a clue.
No idea, bro. No idea. When he started chatting to us, and I got a photo with him, and then got one with Ash, and I was like, "Come on, mate, you got to be a creep." And he just turned straight into Hernado, and yeah, so funny, bro. Like he's a real good dude, funny as fuck. Days of Our Lives, that spun me out. I think you might have told me.
He what?
He was on Days of Our Lives, eh?
Was he?
Back in the day, bro.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
No shit.
But yeah, we had a good chat with him. He's super funny. He was just stoked to be a part of it. And that fucking interview him and Gabby and Craig did.
Bro, is that full thing released, or did they just release clips? Because I've been wanting to watch the whole thing for ages.
Well, from what I understand, so Rahit, he is a guy we met in Thailand at the last camp.
Yeah.
And he's a sweet, sweet man. Way too nice of a person to be spending that much time with Craig. Don't believe he's been corrupted with the dark side of Craig yet. But yeah, he did all that editing. Like none of it was scripted.
Bro, it was so fucking funny. That video of him fucking splashing the water on his face and like smelling those dildos in the butt plug. That was the best lead up that they could have done. He actually helped Craig so much with how well those videos went. It would have went well regardless.
Yeah.
But those videos hit so hard that so many more people would have tuned in.
Yeah, and like,
is Gabby fucking that big? How in person? She's fucking big woman, eh? She seems lovely.
She's a big lady. I've went up on the first night, gave her a big cuddle.
She's taken a liking to you, hasn't she?
Dude, honestly, like, with being that big, winning everything she has, she's copped a lot of shit over the years. And you know, like, everyone's made jokes about her and stuff.
I feel actual bad about him now because she seems actually really lovely. Because of course she's fucking a bohemian. She's fucking massive and she's intimidating.
Right. When she grabbed hold of me, I've never been more scared. When she gave Ash a cuddle, Ash has never felt more comfortable.
Yeah, so safe.
But like, honestly, one of the nicest women you'll ever come across. She was so grateful, so thankful for everything because
she relinquished her fucking Hall of Fame in ADCC to be there.
Dude, yeah, and like,
it's huge for Brazil, especially for a Brazilian woman. That's fucking huge deal.
And if you look at everything online at the moment, everyone's perception of her has changed. And like I said, people used to get everyone would throw shit on her and be mean, say horrible things. And it's like, at the end of the day, she's still a human. And, you know, I feel like this has just shown everybody how cool she actually is. And
she's fucking funny. Did she have like a lot? Obviously, it's for charity, so it's hard to say like ownership. But she's part of like the management or ownership of CJI, because it feels like she's a big part of it, regardless.
No. So Seth Belisle and Craig. So Seth's like he's like the business manager of B Team, I guess you'd call him.
Yeah.
The absolute brains of the operation. So, you know, if you want to do a parallel, if you look at CJI, Seth and Craig, obviously M16 Open is nothing like that, but Miles is the brains of our operation.
You just walk around.
I just, you know what I mean? I do the social media stuff and Seth was able to pull off everything while Craig was on one traveling around the world. But I mean, Craig's marketing was flawless in the lead up. And, you know, with everybody that jumped on board, I feel like there would have been a few people that would have been quite spewing. They didn't take that opportunity, not just for the money, but for the eyes that it actually got, you know. I
hope Gabby's involved in all of them, because if she's such a good fit for it, like they both of them, Craig and Gabby had a huge part in that night and that lead up and that build up. And it didn't click to me that if Craig wanted to tap Gabby, he was going to have to be willing to fucking break her shit, because there was no chance she was going to tap. Whoa. And when that fucking leg lock was in, I was like, she's going to... You can see Craig thinking in his head, he's like, I'm going to actually have to break this fucking bitch's knee apart to fucking... Yeah. To get this done.
I mean, look, with what Gabby has achieved in the sport, whether that's gi, no gi, everything she's won, she's a fucking beast of a competitor. So, like, you know, she went out there to win, and she, you know, I did see that heel hook, and I was just like, you know, there's a lot to be disappointed in Craig, but I don't think I would have been more disappointed than if he fucking broke a leg.
But do you know what's funny about Craig? Everyone obviously sees like he's a wanker.
Yeah.
Like everyone sees the character, but people forget how good he is at jiu-jitsu. Like people forget that he is the second best in the world at jiu-jitsu, or not, maybe not anymore. He's not active, but he's fucking. He could go to 80cc and probably clean up a lot of the division there.
I honestly think if he hadn't...
he was flowing on Gabby, and Gabby's a world-class athlete. Like, Gabby's not a run-of-the-mill jiu-jitsu athlete. She's one of the best in the world. And Craig was fucking flowing.
Yeah, the greatest fucking walkout you'll ever see in your life.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Right. I didn't even know what he was getting up to. And the night before, we got stuck into it a little bit, you know, backstage. Craig was fairly well behaved, and you know, he's also a competitive little bastard too. From when, you know, he'd get a PlayStation game back in the day. He wouldn't even tell you all the controls just so he could fucking beat you. You know what I mean? So he's always been super competitive. So there was no way he was gonna, like, he went out to win, but yeah, thank God he didn't break her leg or break her.
That would have been a dick. That would have been a dick move,
bro. When he had her in the twister, Eddie Bravo was sitting like maybe, I don't know, he was in the row in front of us, probably like 6-7 seats away, and as soon as he got him in the twister, I like looked, and Eddie was just like, fucking. Oh.
Was he on loudspeaker?
He was,
like,
yeah.
Because you could hear him, don't tap from the fucking twister. Eddie Bravo will never hear the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, before, but on the second night, so when Craig fought Gabby, Hanato actually pulled us aside and he was like, give me some Aussie slang so I can, you know.
That's when I realised that he doesn't have the accent, because there's no fucking way someone with a thick Brazilian accent could make Australian sounds. Like,
oh, dude,
he sounded fucking Aussie.
Yeah, he. It threw me off when I first spoke to him, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, back in the day when we saw those Rogan videos,
I thought they were real for years,
dude,
bro.
100%.
I thought it was actual I didn't realise it was a character. Will told me. So
yeah,
Will would spin out if he saw that Hanato follows me, and it gives me goosebumps, because I remember Will was like, nah, that's a fucking character, bro. He's funny as fuck. It's Hanato Laranja. Yeah, nah, he that was definitely a highlight of Did you get a bit starstruck? Because you were hanging around some you probably don't really get it as much anymore, but fuck, you were hanging around some cool motherfuckers.
Well, the wildest bit was when we got our seats side of the stage. We're in this like VIP section, and I see Jake Shields rock up with this chick, and they sit down, and the chick sort of turns around and she looks at me and she goes, "Are you Craig's brother?" And I was like, "I am. Don't hold that against me." That's what I say straight away, because you just don't know with Craig.
What he's
you know
done.
what I mean? And she'd actually tattooed Craig. So we got chatting and then met Jake, and, like, you know, I've always been a huge fan of the Cesar Gracie team, all of those guys, you know, the Scrap Pack and that. So getting a chat with Jake was pretty cool. And Jamie had Moody's coaches or competitors pass. So Jamie comes down and sits next to us. And then this big security guard comes over and sort of moves some people away. And Jake and Elvia, her name is, she's a really good tattoo artist actually, they sort of bump across. And I sort of was looking and I was like, fuck, I wonder who's about to turn up, because it just seemed odd how it all went down. And then next minute, Nate Diaz rolls in, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? And Jamie, right, there were two moments I saw that man shook, all right? And one of them was when he didn't get let into the after party. I won't say why on air, but I'll fill you in after. And when Nate sat down and we both just looked at each other, we were like, fuck
That's
off.
a huge one. That's like the equivalent of seeing Connor.
Dude.
That's the equivalent.
Well, I thought Connor might actually turn up because he followed Craig the week of CJI.
What a crossover that would be.
Bro, dude. Like,
That would be a fantastic...
you know Connor would be in Colombia with Craig right now.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
But it was funny, right? Because Ash she watches it. She she knows Volks and all of that, like certain people. But she didn't know why me and Jamie were wigging out so hard. And I tapped Jake on the shoulder and I was like, bruh, can I please get a photo with Nate? And Nate turned around, cool as fuck, man, because you see the Diaz brothers and you're not really sure.
You don't know how they're going to react to
You don't know, right?
because they don't like media.
Yeah, and so cool, bro. And then Jake's like, yeah, and Nate's like, yeah, let's get a photo and shit. And I'd never put the fist up.
You put the fist
You
straight
have to
up.
put the fuck fist up with Nate Diaz. And then Jake jumped out the photo and I was like, bruh, you got to be in here too. You're one of these guys. So we got that photo and then I was telling Jamie I wasn't going to send it to him and he started to get pretty razzed up. And then Ash was like, who is that guy? And I was like, that's fucking Nate Diaz, man. And she goes on Instagram, looks and she's like, oh my God, he's got 7 million followers. I'm like, he's the one that fucking subbed Connor when Connor was on the rise, So that was pretty dope. He hung out there for a little bit, had a little bit of a chat with him, but he ended up bouncing and going to see some other people. But yeah, hung out with Jake most of the night. He's a really cool dude. And, had to ask him about Mayhem Miller and all of that. And I'd actually just listened to him on the Jackson podcast.
Which is fucking a fantastic podcast, by the way.
Bro, I got the fucking chain. I told Craig, I was like, mate, I need a fucking chain. This cunt, when we're at his Airbnb on the first night, just pulls it out of his pocket. Like, I was like, what the hell? So I've snagged this. He's never going to get that back. But yeah, that podcast was wicked. So like I said, I just listened to Jake on that. So it was kind of cool being able to have a bit of a yarn with him. And then I just started menacing and got to meet Bachesha, got to meet Andre Galvao, Matthias Deniz.
How fucking big is Galvao in person?
I mean, look, he's in shape. He's definitely in shape. Super nice guy though.
Yeah.
We had a good chat after, and I know when Craig won, when Craig beat Leandro Lowe and I can't remember the other dude, but what made Craig famous, right? Galvao pulled Craig aside after and was like, you've got to change your Instagram name from Jiu-Jitsu Travels to Craig Jones BJJ, and gave Craig a bit of advice. Craig had also done a couple of camps at Atos back in the day, so it was kind of cool to be able to, see some of these guys. And
Atos is fucking stacked.
bro, they
got it.
smashed it this year with the comp.
Was in the Australian girl train out of there as well that won her division in an absolute in 80cc?
Adele, yeah.
Adele Farida. Oh, she's got an Italian last name, I believe.
I'm not gonna,
But shout out to her. She won first Aussie to do that, I believe, as well.
M16 Open champ, bro.
Really?
Yeah. So Taylor was our champ, and Taylor defended it twice, I believe, and then Adele put her hand up. And the funny thing is I can't remember the women's weight class for our tournament, but Adele weighed in with a backpack, jeans, and a t-shirt on, and she barely made weight. And she's got one of the most dangerous guards in the world. And shout out to Taylor as a wrestler with don't get me wrong, Taylor medaled at ADCC trials. She managed to survive the submission attempts, and Adele did beat her, so she's our female champ. And one thing I've always want to be careful of is I never want to sort of throw the M16 Open name out with any of these people that have gone on to do huge things. It's no secret we started this. I did that first 16-man tournament, everyone put $50 in, and the winner took it all. Saying that, one of those motherfuckers never put the $50 in, eh? So we had to dip into our own pocket. So
that's a cunt move.
Dog act, eh? But anyway, we started doing these ADCC rules tournaments purely to give Moody experience in that rule set. So, like, you know, when we got Adele, we flew her over and stuff like that. I'm not sure if she had done trials before. I didn't know a lot about her, but like, there's not many girls putting their hands up to fight Taylor. And, you know, she came in, barely made weight, won the belt. And, you know, it'd be a dream to get her back on. I'd hate to know what the double ADCC champ's going to cost now. But, yeah, like, it's just super cool for us because we started this comp to give people, you know, experience in these rules, give something back to the community, give other people a chance to compete on a show with all of these big names, and to go out and see them all do so well.
Oh, bro, Australia put the world on notice that weekend.
Yeah.
That is Canard from Absolute as well?
So, Lucas Canard. When CJI got announced on the same weekend, he'd already won trials, and he put I seen in the comments, right? He's like, put me in. And you know what Craig's like? This was all fueled by spite, and I hit Craig up straight away. I was like, get Lucas in, bro. But Craig, at that point, was trying to get names that were going to sell tickets for charity, because they took none of that money. All of that went to charity, right? So
Fair Fight Foundation.
Anyway, when Mason Fowler pulled out, who, by the way, absolute sick cunt, hung out with him at the after party.
Did he have injury?
Yeah, he really hurt his neck, like a serious... I don't think he'll be out for like 12 months.
Fuck.
But Lucas, I can't remember who it was. It was Ali, actually. So he's our 66 kilo champ, right? M16 Open. He hit me up and was like, Lucas wants that spot. So I messaged Craig straight away. I messaged Seth straight away. I'm like, put this cunt in. He's going to leave ADCC. He's got a spot in the 77 kilo division. I was like, if you want to fucking get him one more time, this is your chance, right? Craig was like, look, let me think about it. They, you know, had some things going on. Excuse me. And I hit him up again. I was like, put him in, boys. I'm like, he's willing to fucking bail 2 weeks out to do CJI. And the cool thing with Lucas is he's got a 10.5-month-old kid. He's a family man. He's just bought... they've just upgraded their gym, right? Sorry, mate. This is a Vegas injury. To see a guy like that get that spot, and then when he...
Oh, bro, that leg entry was just like a textbook. It was like he was fucking... It was like he was drilling it. He just fucking jumped into that leg entry and fucking ripped that leg until that fucking... There was a number 1 seed as well, wasn't it?
Well, that's what was funny, right? Is when they did the seeds and Lucas got Victor, everybody was like, fuck, right? Except my idea on the whole thing was, I'm like, we're going to see Lucas go on a Lachlan Giles style run here, right? Because he's so good at those K-guard entries. He's so good at finding the submissions, right? And not even to sound like a flog, but I was very confident Lucas could pull it off. When Lucas started attacking Victor's legs, you could see that the big fella was like, what the fuck is going on here, right?
Hell on his element of surprise as well. You don't know much about the cunt. He had fucking... I don't have a big following on Instagram, and I had more followers than him before CJI. Now I'm sure it's fucking 10 times.
Bro,
but
I've met him 3 times, and I've introduced myself to him 3 times. And the 3rd time was at Subversion when Moody... last time Moody was on Subversion. And I went up to him and saw Ali. I get on very well with Ali. They've always supported our show. And
Who is Ali?
He is, I believe it's Ali and Lucas that own Sydney Wrestling Academy.
Oh, so he's from Sydney Wrestling Academy.
And Ali was the one that took the title at M16 Open from Pugs.
Yeah.
Right? I love Pugs. He was such a good champion. Ali's defended it once against Jesse Lofton. Just a great dude, real nice fella. And when fucking Lucas got that submission, I stood up screaming, and they were right there. And Ali's turned around. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. And it was just like, it was one of the best fucking experiences ever. So like the running joke is now I'm the best fucking jiu-jitsu manager in Australia, right? Moody we always have a laugh that I'm his manager. Now I'm Lucas's manager, right? And then that night, I sent James Smith a message, who was the sponsor for like submission and match of the day. And I was like, if Lucas doesn't get that submission of the comp,
he would have had to.
And this was before day 2. And I was like, there's too many things that were in his favour not to get it. And then, like I said, me and Ali had that moment, right? I love the little cunt, but, even more now. And when they walked past, gave everyone a hug and stuff. And the next night after the event, Seth's assistant, Anthony, walks past. He's like, I'm trying to get hold of Lucas. He's got submission of the night. So I'm just fucking straight on the phone, calling Lucas, calling Ali, calling everybody to try and find him, right? So he got the $50,000 submission of the night bonus, or submission of the comp bonus, which I think with his 10K, with the exchange rate, puts it close
grand.
to 90K.
Yeah, it'd be very close to $100,000.
So like, I don't know if Ali's been paid his share yet,
$60,001.
but originally I was going to take 30% if he won the millie. Ali was going to take 20. After the first night, we were like, we'll take 25% each. Look, Lucas, where's my money, bruh? You know what I mean?
And come on the fucking podcast. I'll let you leg lock me.
Well, Lucas is, we've got him for the next M16 Open.
Bro, that'll be fun. There was biggest surprise was, I reckon Levi, the one that fought Ruotolo in the finals of the under 80, he didn't Ruotolo didn't win that match as much as Levi lost it. I feel like if he pushed a little bit more, he had that in the bag.
Levi looked amazing.
Bro, when he stood up, as soon as he stood up and Ruotolo was trying to play guard, and he fucking was slicing through that guard like butter, you could see Ruotolo, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get straight back up. He looks like he has the most frustrating guard I've ever seen.
We've even when I lived in Melbourne, I'd heard stories about how good Levi was.
Like a fucking octopus, bro.
And, someone said it best. They were like, if there's big money on the line, Levi fucking turns up to fuck. You know what I mean?
Bro, the tism is so strong in him. He looks like an X-Men.
Have you ever heard him rap?
He's a rapper as well.
He has rapped. Thank God he's a better grappler than he is a rapper. But, he's done a rap song. But no, Levi, we always joke too. So when he won the $100,000 gi tournament, I was like, that's our third brother. You know what I mean? And obviously if he'd beaten Cade, we would have, made sure everybody knew he was our third brother.
I reckon he fucking had that in the bag if he just... I don't know. It's easy to say hindsight's fucking 2020. It's easy for me to say that while I'm sitting on a couch drinking beers. But it just felt like if he fucking pushed a little bit more in that 5th round, he could have had that fucking $1 million. It was so close.
I was, by that time, I was out the back watching on a screen with, it's after me and Hernado sent you that video, and with severe flu-like symptoms. But, watching it on the screen, you know, you could hear the crowd go bananas. And as a, you know, I don't wrestle, everybody knows that. Every now and then I'll fucking let the boys know that I can do a little bit. Definitely not fucking Moody or Miles, but, you know, any of the other purple belts or below. As a guard guy, watching Levi do what he does...
It's insane.
Insane. So, like, for me, I didn't get a good look at that match. It's one I want to go back on. I'm going to watch all of those matches again.
You can see the frustration in Cade's face, bro. He's like, I fucking can't. Like, he got close to maybe passing twice, maybe, but like he just fucking brings his hips in. He's so good he's so sticky.
I think Levi moved back to Melbourne right when I broke my leg, so he's been with Giles for must be like 7 years now. I think he's been living in Melbourne. But then he was also over at Unity in New York City. So, like...
Good lineage.
You know, Giles has incredible guard retention. And Giles is the first one to talk about other people as well. So, like, you know, Giles, a lot of people were throwing props to him. I believe he put up a story saying, like, you know, Lucas has been doing K-guard longer than me. Levi's guard retention is better than me, and he teaches me things. So it's like, one thing that it kills me to say this, but one thing that is interesting as a no-gi grappler now, right? I trained and competed in the gi up until purple belt.
Where's this going?
I broke my leg. There is something to training in the gi, right? I know. And this could be brain damage from Vegas, but it's hard to
You've
say
lost your damn fucking mind.
I know, right? I know.
You've lost your damn
if
fucking
you look at all
mind.
these guys that are like, you know, you look at Lucas, you look at Levi.
Are they active
Giles.
in the gi? Oh, so they're pretty active in the gi as well.
Yeah, but they've had a lot of success and spent a lot of time training in the gi. So there are things, you know, you learn in the gi that you can't pick up from just thrashing around sweaty in the shorts and the rash guard. So, like, this will be the only time I ever say anything good about the gi. But Lucas and Levi,
That could have
hard to
been
deny.
the only thing that would have made Gabby and Craig's fight better was if they did it in a gi.
Well, I mean, they're talking about a rematch.
They have to do it in a
They
gi.
have to. That would be fucking funny.
They have to do it in a gi. Who, out of all the boys that went, because if anyone doesn't know, you went with a pretty fantastic squad. Mm-hmm. Who got MVP and who got most cowardly?
Most cowardly.
Who was the coward? Who was hiding in the shadows for the week?
Well, the hard thing was like, you know, like I said, Jamie didn't get let into the after party. All I'll say there is he might need to learn how to, you know, hide and seek.
Yeah.
Hide things a little bit better. All right, that's as far as I'll go. But yeah, look, it was hard because I had different seats to the boys.
You look like you were on a bit of a solo mission.
Yeah,
You were just bouncing around
You're in
everywhere.
Perth with me, so it's like once I start, it's, you know what I mean.
It's over.
But yeah, no, like I saw a bunch of them. They were also hanging out at the MGM a lot, and that's where all the 80cc guys were. So like the last night when I caught up with them all on the Sunday night, right? That it was just funny because you'd see all these guys walking past.
Did you see John Jones?
I didn't see John Jones, no.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Oh, bro, the best thing about the weekend was the aftermath between Gordon and Craig. Those messages fucking had me pissing myself laughing.
Yeah.
Like, pissing myself.
I did see some further messaging.
I imagine there was more that, but as soon as he first started going in about the DDS breakup, I was like, he's gonna say it. He's gonna fuck it. He'll do it on his podcast one day.
One of the boys, Freddie from BJJ World, like I think he might have even reshared it, and I was like, bro,
I really want that to come
Craig's
out.
about to drop the nuke, and Freddie, there is a video filmed from a little while ago that he was like, I'm just waiting for the call to drop it.
It was just funny that Gordon's like, or something about Craig fucking trannies, and Craig's just posting it on his stories like fucking.
Yeah.
You can't hurt him. Like,
No.
what are you gonna say?
Well, it's like, yeah, all the shit with the ladyboys in Thailand. It's like he goes and puts that up himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like how you can't get someone that's already got himself. You know what I mean? That's why I never delete any old ridiculous photos. Like,
It's up there.
yeah, I mean, bro, there's fucking pictures of me in a G-banger out there. But I'm like, if I delete it and then someone fucking pulls it out of nowhere, then I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm got. But if I leave it up there, what do you do?
I wonder if he's ever gonna just fucking sit down and tell that story. I'd love to hear, because you hear whispers obviously from you and from other people and the occasional Reddit post. But it'd be very interesting to see
Look, I
what
think
happened with that.
It's one of those things where
Gordon's just a fucking wanker, dude. I've never seen someone so good at a sport. It'd be like being Michael Jordan and being fucking just hated. He's so good. He just... but do you know what's crazy? I reckon the gap is closing so rapidly that I don't know if Gordon would beat Nicky Rod.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he would. Nicky Rod sliced through that division like fucking butter at CJI.
Yeah, he...
I don't even think he was in a bad position any of his matches.
You know what was wicked about that is he's just become a dad. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I remember he just won maybe the match before the Millie, and I was walking out the back and I seen him. He was standing up on stage, right? And he yelled out to me, and I was like, that's that fucking dad strength, bro. So, you know, like as a dad myself, it's like cool to see these guys that have just started a family. Fucking, you know, Lucas.
Shout out to Craig for fucking just creating a tournament so his mates can win it. Just fucking... But he was on a different fucking level to everyone there, man. He's insane.
Yeah.
It's hard for jiu-jitsu now because it's like... What happens... Next year's interesting. Like, what happens? Do people jump ship to CJI? Obviously, it's like a fucking... It's a hard one. Like, what's going to be happen next year? I'm sure a lot of the people from ADCC are like, fuck, I could have fucking won that.
Look,
Is ADCC's title still going to hold the same weight?
talking to Miles and the boys that went to ADCC, they said it was an amazing show, right? And
It looked good.
I had no doubt that it did. From people who were watching both back home, and like Flo paid like $5 million to fucking get that, right, to be able to show it. They would put up, I think it was Moody's match. No, they had the camera on someone else, but they had Moody's score up. There was a bunch of shit wrong with the stream.
It's not a pro. I'm a casual, bro. For jiu-jitsu, I'm 100% a casual. I want the easiest viewing experience ever. Fucking, I don't have time to sign into Flow, and then there's 4 different fucking videos of 5 different mats, and fucking, it's too much. And then, whereas if they just have it like a CJI, like a promotion, it doesn't have to be for free, but if it's just easier to watch, it's so much better. The best thing about CJI is I could have it just on my phone while I was watching the UFC, and fucking I actually found myself watching CJI over the UFC. I had to fucking re-watch the UFC because I was that invested into the jiu-jitsu, which never happens.
Yeah.
And it's not just because it was because the matches were fucking dope.
Well, we knew it was going to be something big regardless, but when TMZ shared the fucking Craig kissing Gabby, I was
her reaction was real, eh? I don't know how good an actor she is, but her reaction looked real. But obviously, she fucking wouldn't have held the grudge, or like she wouldn't have cancelled the match. But it looked like her reaction was real.
Look, all I'll say, if you've ever seen her OnlyFans, you know she's good in front of a camera. You know what I mean?
I've not, but maybe I'll do a live reaction to it.
Subscribe to it, bro. She deserves
out of respect.
Whatever it costs, she deserves that. But yeah, no, when we saw that, we were like, oh, fuck. And then I had people that don't even fucking, you know, guys tradies that I worked with 15 years ago messaging me going, what the fuck is this?
I had fucking heaps of my mates who watch the podcast and shit who have they're just starting to kind of get introduced into MMA. I've got a fair few mates, maybe like a handful, 5 or 6 mates that are trying to actively get into MMA. They're like bridging the gap between a casual and, you know, that time when you're bridging a gap between a casual and then you start watching fighter interviews during the week and you slowly start like falling in love with it. And even they were like, how do I watch CJI? And I was like, you just go on YouTube, bro. And they were like, fuck, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like I said it in a clip. That Ruotolo and Tackett fight, that was the Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner of Jiu-Jitsu.
You know what's funny with that, right? I was sitting next to Denise, right? So where we were, like, Denise came and sat next to me, and like any fucking grappler that beats Craig, they're a hero of mine, right? And he's beaten Craig, maybe for the gold medal at ADCC.
Just can't get that gold, eh?
Can't get that gold, eh? But he, that's what I said. I was like, this is like fucking, as soon as that match finished, and I don't know if you could hear it on the stream.
Oh, bro, it was
the
insane.
Whole crowd was going, one more round. I have never seen that. And I've been to a lot of fight shows. I've been to a bunch of UFCs.
I usually want one less round of jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely, right? But I've never seen anything like that before. And like the Tackett brothers are the sweetest kids you'll ever come across.
Are they brothers as well?
Yeah.
Is they Tackett brothers?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
What's the oldest one's William Tackett, the one that did the over 80 when he lost to the big fella, right? And he ran off the mat after, not upset. I think he actually fucking walked over and vomited. We were sitting right there, and Andrew Tackett was crying. Like, they are the sweetest, like, you know, they're churchies, they're fucking sweet lads. And like, they were the first to jump ship. So like, you know, not that it means anything from me when I talk to these guys, but I was like, you know, as Craig's older brother, you guys supporting him, fucking, you know, gets in here. It's like, even with Eddie Bravo, I had a chat with him after the event, and I was like, you gave Craig a fucking chance at EBI, like, you know, from all of us back home in the family. You know, thank you for that, you know. And the Tackett bros, sweet kids. We actually had a very funny interaction with an Uber driver the next day, and he picked up Andrew Tackett from Walmart. And anyway, he had a salad. So he just won match of the day, which I think, match of the comp, sorry, which was like maybe 30K. He's still going to Walmart to get a fucking... a
$2 salad.
$2 salad. And this Uber driver was like, I don't even fucking really know what jiu-jitsu is. And he goes, I'm sitting in there with this kid and he's talking about it. And then he goes, you know, I followed him on Instagram.
Important fucking match in jiu-jitsu history. Dude, it's one of the commentators actually said it really well, that Eddie Bravo is probably the most important person in jiu-jitsu, in modern no-gi jiu-jitsu. Craig is now the second.
I mean, look, I love throwing jokes at 10th Planet, but he was the first no-gi dude, man.
Or besides CJI, the most enjoyment I've had watching jiu-jitsu has been EBI, because I like the rule set.
Yes, yeah.
I do feel like they might be able to tweak the rule set a bit in CJI, though. Just to not deter guard players, but maybe fix the scoring. I don't know. It was like the 10-point system is fucking fantastic for jiu-jitsu. I didn't know how that was going to work.
Yeah.
But the open scoring's fucking good. It works perfect for jiu-jitsu as well, I reckon.
And it's one of those things where, like, there was always going to be some things...
It's teething problems.
Exactly. And, you know, on that scale...
It doesn't need much.
No.
It just needs a little bit of tweaking, maybe to... I don't know, maybe to penalise... I don't know if you do penalise guard players, though, because they're just good at it. Like, it's hard. It's a hard thing. I guess you can't penalise people that play guard.
Well, yeah, and... Because, you know, like, to me, there's nothing more fucking boring than two guys fighting for neckties.
I like how much they pulled the trigger on stalling, though.
Yeah.
They did not fucking... If a position was stale for, like, 2 seconds, they were fucking separating him.
Well, I know... before the event, Craig was basically saying, like, if there's boring guys, they'll never get invited back. And I think because everybody knew what was at stake, you know, and I remember it was me, Miles, Craig, and a couple of others while Ty and Nolf was on, and like we couldn't believe Ty was wrestling with him. And I was like, what a fucking gangster to go out there, wrestle against one of the greatest wrestlers in American history. Would have pulled fucking guard immediately and could have subbed him like that. But goes out there and actually fucking stands with him and throws down. So
it was a good weekend. It's going to be interesting to see where it all goes next year, though. It's going to be interesting to see. The biggest thing that could happen is now, if Gordon had any sense of how to play the game, he would say, okay, let me run through your fucking competition. Let me, because Craig would not be adverse to having him on. I don't feel, because Craig's very money smart and media smart. If Gordon was like, fuck you, I hate you, I want to show you that your promotion's shit and I'm going to run through it, the over 80 division, that would just be huge.
Oh, dude.
You put him and Nicky Rod on opposite ends of the fucking bracket, and you see who's the best in the world.
And give Lucas fucking Gordon straight up, and I'll put my money on Lucas fucking submitting him. But we've talked about the event. The proper event was the after party.
Yes. There wasn't many. There was Snapchats. There were stories.
Instagram, bro. Yeah.
But Instagram doesn't tell you behind the scenes.
What was fucking classic, right, was we've left the event. We hung out there for a little while after. We watched the end of the UFC, right, in the back room. And all I'll say about this back room, there was a sign on the door that said the Charles Barkley room, right? And so everybody was back there hanging out, having a good time. Me and Ash bounced back to our hotel. I had to put pants on so I could go into the XS nightclub. And like, if you've ever seen XS, it's insane. 10 years ago, we went there. Craig, Lockie Warren, and another lad called Harry Caldo. We were all broke. The drinks are fucking expensive, right? So like, we rocked up, caught up with one of the boys, JT. He bought us around 4 vodka lemonades, $95 American.
Get
right?
fucked.
And I was like, Craig better turn up soon because I can't afford this, right? And anyway, Craig rolls in. There's all these, I don't know, like A3 bits of paper with Craig's name spelt on it. All these people holding them up. Fucking, there's smoke machines. There's fucking lasers going off. So we get me, Ash, Mikhail, and his wife, Mon. We all get our passes and walk in and, you know, meeting everybody. Pat Downey, absolute mad cunt, right? He was fucking on one after.
The Lizard King.
The Lizard King, right? And I actually went up to him and I said, you know, one day I logged into Instagram and I saw some chick smoking your hog. And he's like, yeah, my ex-girlfriend hacked me and uploaded it. He goes, I can't be cancelled. Now I got an OnlyFans. So it's like, incredible, right? And anyway, there are all these like little booths and shit. There's Grey Goose, there's Patron, everything there. And I got introduced through Robbie, right? Robbie, Tattooed Robbie on Instagram.
Yes, I've seen pictures of him on there.
MVP of the weekend. Absolute MVP.
He looked like he was bouncing around everywhere. He looked like he had a big one.
Yeah. He sorted us all out. And he introduced me to this fella who actually ran XS. And I was chatting to him and I was like, so what can we do for drinks here? And he's like, oh, just get whatever you want. So we're just smashing everything you could imagine there, right? And there's legends like Braulio Steamer, there's Luke Rockhold, everybody's there, like the who's who. Jeff Glover turns up, right? I don't know if you know him yet. He's rocked up with a bag of Cuban cigars and he's just cruising around, right? Absolute legend. He's actually going to come out later in the year with Majid Gorilla Hands and he's going to do some seminars. So we'll get him on your potty for sure, right? Anyway, we're all there, drinking like crazy, and we ran out. We drank it dry. And there's another lad there from Adelaide. I won't say I won't say who it was, but he's quite cashed up. And I said to him, I was like, you wouldn't get us another couple of bottles of Grey Goose. So he's like, looks at me, he goes, I'll get us 2 bottles of Grey Goose and a bottle of Patron. And I leaned over his shoulder as he was signing for it, and it was like $8,500.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And we just went ham, right? Everybody was going nuts. There were shots going everywhere. Nicky Ryan was handing out all those little zins, right? Almost had a nicotine overdose from that. And everybody was having a good time. And I can't even remember where I went off to. I think I went to look for more drinks. Come back, and there's Mikhail. And he goes, everybody's left. This is probably like 4 a.m, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Where are they gone? And they went to the strip club. And I was like, what fuck? You know, I was like, all right. So me and Mikhail jumped in an Uber, went to this strip club. And before I go too far, there was actually a funny moment because like some of the guys there were like some absolute goats, right? Hodge Gracie turned up, all of these guys, right?
So weird.
So it was bizarre, bro, because there's all these people that we've looked up to. There's all these fucking like heroes of the sport, and they're all just there celebrating CJI. And anyway, we get to this strip club. Of course, Craig's got a fucking list on the door. We all go in, go out to this back room, and you're just looking around, and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm in here with all of these cunts, right? And it was just mayhem. And I'll never forget this, right? Because a stripper come up, tapped me on the shoulder and asked if I wanted a lap dance. And I was like, fuck, I've never had one of those before. As I look across, and Ash is laser eyes through my eyes, through my head. And she goes, well, what about a massage? And I was like, how much is one of those? And she's like, $50. So I gave her 100 and told her to go massage Ash. So I look across, Ash is getting a massage by a hot stripper. We're all chilling. And there was this other fella there, he's got a podcast in the UK, and we're all having a chat. And I'm chatting to him and Mikhail, and then this guy comes up with his sunnies on, and this fella goes, oh, this is my blue belt. And I looked at him, and I was like, oh, you still got a bit, still got a long way to go, mate, and turned back. And I said to the guys, I was like, fuck, that looked like Hodge Gracie. And they both, Mikhail and this other fella, looked at each other, and they started laughing, and they're like, you serious? And I was like, it fucking looks like Hodge Gracie. And this English guy goes, I can't tell whether you're being serious or not. And I was like, is that actually Hodge Gracie? So when I found out he was a blue belt, I literally turned my back to him, and he's just walked off. And I had to fucking run over and give him a cuddle. And I was like, bro, you're my hero, eh?
You just tried the little bro fucking Hodge Gracie.
Little bro Hodge Gracie. But like, it was one of those things, man, where like, there wasn't a lot of, it was just another place for us to all go hang out. The only person I saw anybody with a stripper was Ash, and everybody else was just having a good old time. But we walked out of that place at probably 7:30 a.m, middle of the desert, fucking sun is beaming, and we're all just hurting. And then we went back to the Flamingo. I think we had one more drink and called it a night. But the most epic rock star fucking shit I've ever seen. I've been to some pretty cool after parties, but nothing like that.
Yeah, and it was like just the whole stress of the weekend was just over. It was just fucking done, and it went better than probably Craig thought. He's just got nerves of fucking steel, eh? Even like we were talking off camera, and I was like, did he seem like he was frazzled or anything like the day before? And you were like, no, we kind of got on one. And yeah. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with that cunt? What's he made of? That like, just seems like he just doesn't have stress in him.
Well, the funny thing was, back in the day when I used to party all the time, he'd pull me into line and be like, bro, what are you doing? You got to fucking rein it in. And now the cunt has gone past anything I ever did as a party animal. And now he's in Colombia for the fucking week. I don't know what he's doing down there, but, I'm sure the two of us could imagine what he's up to.
Fuck, it was Luke Rockhold or something put like a story up of him trying to learn a technique, and they're in this fucking like penthouse in Colombia.
Yeah, with Braulio, eh?
Yeah, they all look fucking on one. Rockhold's like, Craig, get down, I need to show you this technique.
Yeah, well, that was the that looked like Braulio was showing them the reverse triangle that he hit on Galvao to win.
Has Rockhold always trained a B team, or is this like because they seem like they've become pretty close, him and Craig?
No, Rockhold trained with DC Velasquez. It was like AKA.
Yeah, but because it's a pretty recent thing that they've kind of gone in contact because they look like they're pretty good boys.
Yeah. Now Rockhold and Craig are super tight. I'm not actually sure how that link happened. I know Craig trained with him a few years ago, and Craig said he was one of the strongest humans he's ever grappled. And you'll hear Gordon say that. You'll hear Buchecha, right? I think it was Buchecha actually said that if Rockhold had focused on just jiu-jitsu,
He'd be a freak.
he would have won fucking anything he wanted.
Well, his fucking striking's crazy too. He's the gun. Rockhold is a fucking weapon, and he's hot as fuck.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I would gladly sit in the corner of that room for sure and watch. That would
boy.
be me. That'd be me standing there, yeah.
Who the fuck did Gordon beat in his super fight? He only did a super fight this year, didn't he? He didn't do like absolute or anything like that.
He had two. He had Felipe Pena on day one, and Pena looked good, bro. He ended up winning his division, and then the second match was Yuri, which I actually met Yuri after at MGM. Really cool dude. Really fucking cool dude. And yeah, like Gordon didn't sub either one of them.
The gap is closing.
He looked pretty human.
He's still fucking, unfortunately, the best at jiu-jitsu in the world. Oh, allegedly. I still reckon I just really want to see him and Nicky.
Well, Nicky Rod put up, he said after, he goes, I'll put up my milli against yours.
He didn't earn a fucking million that weekend.
And Gordon didn't even respond. So I think the idea is now that those guys just pretend like Craig and that don't exist, which was kind of funny when Gordon sent him that message saying, you just made me richer than I've ever been.
Gordon fucking wouldn't have earned $250,000 that weekend.
There's a lot of show money going under the table for ADCC. Some of those guys got a lot of cash.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's some of them, though. It would be better if all of them got a lot.
They paid John Jones $50K to come and watch.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Craig's story about that. $50K.
So, yeah. And
where do they get all this funding?
Probably from
Does it come from Abu Dhabi?
Well, ADCC say they don't make a profit, but it's like, where I did my apprenticeship was non-profit, but every 6 months they'd have brand new fucking Commodores driving around in. You know what I mean? So it's like, as long as you spend it. So they threw some money around. I know, like DJ, Aljo, Nate, Jake, Marab, all at CJI. None of those guys got paid to show up.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't know. Did you see Marab run into the crowd?
Yeah, and fucking staunched that dickhead.
Bro, that dude was shitting it, eh?
Yeah, he looked like he shit his fucking pants.
I did laugh because Marab could barely climb the fence.
Yeah, he was trying to jump over.
He's only a little fella, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm interested to see what's happening. I hope he does form some form of promotion for CJI because it would be interesting to watch it more often than bi-yearly. Because when's ADCC? Every 2 years?
Every 2 years. I believe CJI is going to be every
annually.
Year.
Yeah, that's fucking interesting. It's gonna just really. It'd be interesting to see who's going to come in next and what the super fight's going to be. That Mackenzie Dern fight and stuff was fucking pretty good too.
Got to meet Mackenzie at the after
I
party.
seen her. I was so dirty on it. I was like, she's such a.
I did the right
woman.
thing. I saw her there, and I went up to her partner and asked if I could get a photo, and he looked like he wanted to kill me.
Brazilian?
Possibly. She super cool. She was so friendly and yeah, it was. I mean, Fionn though, like she's a fucking beast.
She's a fucking animal.
So if they could do a female tournament, next year.
They're going to, aren't they?
I believe so. But if you could get like Theon in there, Adele, all of those girls, bro, it'd be fucking ballistic.
I think if eventually they can work out their shit, I don't ever think they ever will, but if they could be more civil, it could be a thing where young up-and-coming grapplers prove themselves at 80cc, and then once you're proven, you can go for the million.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you get an invite to CJI for that big $1 million, when you've done everything you need to, because 80cc, it should still hold weight. Like, that tournament, out of respect, should still hold a lot of weight when you win that tournament.
Oh, dude, not even Craig wants to see anything happen at 80cc. His whole thing was he saw the money that was getting thrown around. He saw...
Grapplers should get paid.
For sure.
You should... And, yeah, like, $10,000 to rock up alone, that's fucking good. That's good. And the shot to win 1 million, or the shot to do what Canard did and fucking have less than 2,000 or 3,000 followers on Instagram and getting exposed on that platform, and now he's probably got fucking 10,000.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he's up to now.
Yeah, and then and now he's gone home with his new fucking kid, and he's got 60 grand in his or 90 grand in his fucking account.
And I secured his spot on the M16
fucking
Open.
8,300. That cunt did not have over 2,000 a week ago.
Yep.
Like, so there, that alone, he was easily the smallest, like the most least known competitor that weekend.
Oh, dude, for sure. And like, you know, I was telling everybody, don't fucking look past him. And then when he got Victor, to be honest, I actually felt like that was a really good match for him because of what was at stake and being against one of the bigger guys, because we all know the littler guys tend to move a bit better. So, I mean, anybody that he would have gone up against, I think he would have got him in the first round.
He looks like a steroided up Tom Pirro.
Yeah, just with not as much salt and pepper.
Yeah, he looks like a younger, more testosterone-fueled Tom Pirro.
Tom Pirro won 5K the first night.
Did he?
Was there.
The coward. We're doing a podcast next week, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm doing one with the Salt and Pepper Daddy Miles on Friday as well.
Oh, yeah. Very nice, very nice.
I'm sure his weekend looked a bit different to yours. He was playing golf, probably hitting the pokes.
Yeah, his was a bit more tame. We did get him out the back, though, with Craig, and we had a little bit of a good time. I think you'll probably even see him on the B Team channel when they drop one of the vlogs.
Are they going to do like a behind the scenes of CJI vlog? That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, he fucking razzed somebody up. I can't remember who it was, but hopefully it makes the edit.
What was the stadium?
Thomas and Mack.
Is it like 7,000, 8,000? It was packed out on the second day.
Yes, yeah. Like, I always find it strange at these events when people don't turn up for the first few matches.
I don't know. I think it's because we're such fans. Like, when the UFC Perth card, I went in Australia, though, it's different because I swear the stadiums pack out in Australia early. Because when we went to Volk, that stadium from the early prelims was fairly full.
Yep.
Because we don't get those opportunities often. So like Aussie fans go early to everything. Like why would you pay for a ticket and not go to the early prelims or the prelims?
Yeah,
It's just strange.
Never understood that. It was actually,
and it's always the front rows. It's always like the better seats. Better seats.
Well, it's funny though, right? Because like obviously he's controversial and can dodge a bullet, but Trump, he gets there fucking early.
He watches the fucking fight.
He loves it, man. And
he should have got Trump at CJI. That'd be worth 50 grand. He just got shot in the ear, though.
How funny would that have been, eh? Yeah, didn't see Zuck. Zuck was apparently going to turn up. But Amy Palmer from fucking Parks and Rec, she was there. There was quite a few famous people there. I managed to get a photo with everybody that I wanted to, except for Braulio and Marcelo Garcia. I didn't even get to say hello to Marcelo. He walked past me and I was like, oh.
Just choked up.
Yeah.
I I'm having a blank now. He was in over 80, wasn't he?
No,
No,
they had...
Which guy? The one that has cancer.
Oh, Rocha.
Is it Garcia?
No, it's... fuck, what's his name?
He had like a tumour when he was a kid.
Yeah. He beat William Tackett.
What a big motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
I can't remember who beat him in the over.
Marcelo Garcia is not active at all at the moment, is he?
No.
He's just coming off cancer.
Yeah, and they tried very hard to get him a super fight. I think last time I told you what... I think it's actually out in the open anyway now, so, they almost had Marcelo Garcia versus Charles Oliveira.
Oh, that'd be... All right, if he could do some cool super fights like that, I don't know how Dana White lets... I think he allows people to do other competition, like jiu-jitsu competition and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they almost had Mikey versus Volk.
Why didn't Mikey do it?
Because they couldn't get him an opponent. So there was nothing like...
But he didn't want to do the division, like the under 80?
He's too small, eh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, how much smaller is he than Cade?
Mikey would make Zach Gregson look big. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Is he that small?
And Zach's fucking tiny.
He's
Little
a petite
tacker.
man.
He is a petite man.
He's an angry petite man.
Angry petite man. Boy, we'll say
Angry
petite,
boy.
Angry petite boy. Yeah, look, they just couldn't get anybody for Mikey, and then...
It'd be interesting to see how he does against Cade.
Yeah.
In one. I don't know when that is.
It's got to be soon.
It has to be soon because they're revving up the promotion for it. I'm really interested to see because Mikey fucking... He's got the fucking tism. Oh. He has the supreme gene.
Someone asked him about that, and apparently he went for the test and he didn't score high enough to actually have it.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't believe it.
Nah, he ticks all the right boxes for me.
He ticks every fucking... Autism isn't it's not a number, it's a feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a feeling you have. But we will end it short because it is Sunday and I'm going to do the Lord's work. But
going to church.
It's good to see that you made it back. I didn't actually... I thought you were going to come back a shell of a human, but you're actually... I feel like you pulled up worse after Perth.
Honestly, dude, when I was there, even Ash said it. She's like, "You're built for this city," and it's defeated me twice. I had a poor performance on the final night. I'm very sorry, Harry Milazzo, but I won't say any more than that. But yeah, I don't know.
You're just built for it.
I don't know. Yeah, there's something wrong with me, I guess.
Adam Jones fucking beats Vegas.
Finally.
Cheers, mate. Boom.